Hey, Jerome, mute your camera, would you?
Move it?
Mute it.
Mute it?
Yeah. Not the camera. I'm sorry, the sound. I beg your pardon. I just meant the sound. Hi, YouTubers. It's me, Lonnie Clark, Nuts for Art. Jerome got in on this conversation before I even started, so here we are. I was going to say a few words to you, which I'm going to do before we start talking about this. First off, I want to thank my new subscribers. I got 2 new subscribers, one that has a very funny name, FU Life Ruiners. I think that's funny. I wonder if she meant Fukushima Life Ruiners or FU, like, you know, fuck you, Life Ruiners, who we know who they are. That's why we're on here, breaking the nuclear taboo. Okay, so this was the thing here. Let me get my cell phone. This is really amazing. I was thinking about what I'm going to do tonight when I wanted to talk to you. So check this out. I think you can see this. Do you see all those dots? Can you guys see the dots? Jerome, can you see the dots? See how there's dots impressed?
Yeah, sort of, more or less.
Let me hold it. Let me hold this out this way. Okay, you see all those dots on the East Coast? Those are all nuclear power plants. The dots. You know what the other affected areas are? Cases of microencephaly. Now, there is not that much Zika. This is from 1996 to 2015, or what was the microencephaly years? Is right underneath here. This is the microencephaly years. From 1995 to 2016. So check out all the microencephaly, all those shaded areas are where the areas of microencephaly are. And if you look at where they're at, it's all where all the nuclear testing was, all the nuclear power plants. That's just nuclear facilities. This is just a map. What I did here was I got this map and I taped it on
now
top
I can see the dots.
You see, and I taped it on top of another map of the microencephaly because it's the same space, right? I did this with the cancer.
Better without the flashlight behind it.
You can see it better without it?
Yeah, now I can see the dots when you hold the flashlight.
You can't see the cases of microencephaly, you see. You can see the nuclear power facilities, but you can't see can you see the affected area of microencephaly from there? No. No,
not unless you hold the flashlight up.
They're telling us that microencephaly, this is what when I heard that you know what? You know how I sussed this out about the Zika thing? Okay, so check that all those shaded areas, that's microencephaly affected areas. All where the nuclear, it's all in here. This is the whole area. There's a cluster here, and there's a cluster, a big one here, and here, and here, and over here. And microencephaly, John Goffman and Arthur Tamplin said that that was one of the very first things that happens to children. That is like a very rapid thing that happens within exposure after just a few years. You see microencephaly babies.
Define that for us, please.
You mean exposure to nuclear contamination?
No, what is microencephaly?
Okay, well, let's hold on. Let me share the screen with everyone. Let me remember this time to please share the screen with everyone. Hold on before it's going to be this page. Okay. Oops. There. Okay, and then I have to go back here to share with everybody. Present to everyone. Okay, now let's go back over here. I'll show you what I researched. This is what I was looking around for maps of birth defects. This is microencephaly babies. This is what causes it, is nuclear contamination. You know when I thought about this, Zika? Because Zika's been around for a long time. It's not a new disease. Why do they say it now? Look at this map. This is where all the nuclear power plants are. All downwind, it's all down here. And this is where all the nuclear testing was. Santa Susana, hello.
There you go.
I mean, honestly, and then you see up here, the Hanford area, they're like, no, 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 had nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with it. So this is, when I saw that map, when I saw this map, and then I went, I wonder what the nuclear map looks like. And I looked around for different maps. I'll show you. These are all the different maps that you can kind of search. I wanted one that I could just lay on top of this map and show you what I showed you, because people need to understand. You know how I discovered this? When I first heard about, I'm going to stop screen sharing. When I first heard about the Zika virus in South America, just because I've been paying attention to nuclear, just on a whim, I went to the Googles and said, the name of the city, nuclear. That's all I typed in, nuclear. It popped up, boom, an article from Business Insider that in 2012, the uranium industry finally broke the market in South America and Brazil. And it turns out that all the little towns where the so-called Zika virus was causing microencephaly babies, they were downstream of nuclear facilities and uranium mining tailings. Seriously.
Yeah, there you go.
And
I just did a video today about
I did this. To follow my instincts up, I said, okay, so who funded this Zika thing? When I heard it was the World Health Organization that funded it, that's how I knew that that's what this was about. Because that's what they do. They send out, their primary role at the World Health Organization is to make nuclear happen, is to make nuclear sellable. They honestly, that organization, the way it is set up is such a betrayal to humanity and its mission that it says. By the way, I want to talk about this jewelry. This is my friend in Australia, Margaret Stover. She lives down in Australia. We used to Skype. I met her through activism. She sent me this for my birthday a couple years ago, and I thought just to honor her and her activism, because she really helped support a lot of people. She was really good at, she was just supportive, spreading videos and trying to get the word out the best she could. But I mean, this is what we're talking about, the nuclear taboo. If you talk to your neighbors about this, they start to think you're crazy. That's the thing. Yeah, okay, they understand it, but they don't want to hear about it. But we wonder why people are getting sick. It's not just people get sick. We're being poisoned. And it is really a catastrophic event. I don't get this.
Some cases of things that we know about, Lonnie.
Look at
how much is not being reported?
This is one disease, microencephaly, one disease.
So that's a birth defect. I think we're talking about that and how it causes the brain to be abnormally formed. And most babies that are born with it don't live more than a day or maybe a week at the most.
At the very most. Here, you want me to screen share? You want to look at it more? Do you? Have you seen
the Santa Susana? They had a spike around there.
Yeah, it's very sad. It's really sad. And you know what? In the modern age of medicine, if you're a privileged person, your baby might survive. But look at this. How can your baby survive this? Their head it's just malformed. I was thinking about all the malformed children that have been born since, the onset of nuclear. And it's beyond comprehension, because the science is there. If you just look it up, it's not hard. The scientific facts show us that birth defects, let's go back to this, the first thing of birth defects. And I just clicked on microencephaly because I was searching for it. We'll just search for birth defects caused by, what do we want to say, uranium tailings? No, that's too specific. What do you think?
I just searched for microencephaly.
Oh, I already did that.
And I'm looking under images, and you can see that their heads and their brains are deformed. I've seen a few people in my
Okay,
life
so
that
check
have
out
this.
this. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to screen share. I'm going to come back and screen share and show you this. So check this out. All I did was type in birth defects caused by nuclear. This is the Googles. This is what they are showing us. Imagine what we are not seeing. I mean,
And
when
imagine
people
how
tell
many of
us
these
that
babies are being
nuclear is
aborted.
not that bad, when Mr. Bush and Trump and all these people, these warmongers, they want to see nuclear. No, we don't want to see nuclear. We want this to go away. We want us to address this honestly and with love and kindness and not denial. We want all of these nuclear power facilities to be closed down in a rational manner. Not wait until they're falling apart and say, sorry, we're just going to have to abandon it. And the water's rising anyways, you guys, so it's all going to be underwater. Seriously,
Yep.
This is their attitude. They know this is going to be underwater for sure. They know this. This is going to go.
Yep.
Likely this is going to go too. And this, we're not, I don't know about this up here. I don't know about that part because it's part of all of this other eco structure. But for sure, we know that down here in the Gulf, is this going to go whoosh,
Yep.
like it did
We're going to
Puerto
lose a
Rico.
lot of real
Puerto
estate.
Rico's like, huh?
We're going to lose a lot of real estate soon in the next 20 or 30 years.
Well, let's go to the little happy thing. Mass animal deaths of 2017. Do you follow this page?
Yep, I do.
Oh, I don't think I've shared with the whole persons of everybody. Sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh. I keep forgetting that I have to go back after I get to the page. Okay, so you guys saw that. Mass animal deaths. This is where all the microencephaly cases are in the United States.
Yep. Exactly.
I overlaid that with the nuclear facility. And is that when John Goffman's, huh?
California, there's a big pocket. In Nevada, where the test site was, big pocket. Coast, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Everywhere where there's either a power plant or processing.
Well, I ventured to say that this is Carlsbad area.
Yep, there you go.
What's this?
Well, that's Rocky Flats right there. That's Colorado.
There you go. Okay.
Rocky Flats is right about in the
Salt Lake
middle.
City, but you notice they don't have Hanford there. Is that supposed to be Hanford? That's not
No,
Hanford.
blow it up a little. Yeah, that's Hanford up in the corner.
That?
Yeah, Control plus it.
Okay, hold on. That's definitely not Hanford. Is that what they're saying here, where it's at?
I actually don't know.
I think Hanford is right here. Doesn't it go around like that?
Yes.
Like that way?
But that might be where the air currents are going out of Hanford a lot.
Well, that's where the
count on the fact. Look at Hawaii.
This is where the microencephaly cases are. So maybe it's right here. Maybe this is just a small map. Let's go take a look.
And it might be kind of an old map too.
Here we're using the Googles. I know this drives a lot of like the techie people really crazy that I use the Googles, and even my I really honestly, they're gonna follow us all anyways.
Oh yeah. How do you spell microencephaly again? Micro ENCEPHALY.
You could spell it bad and they'll correct it for you. It's the Googles, right? So how far away is it? Yeah, so where is it?
So I'm doing a search for Hanford and microencephaly.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is where it is. And I think that that map is off. You notice? Because, look, it says it's right there. So maybe it affects this whole area. And maybe that whole area does have microencephaly babies.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it probably does. You know, and keep in mind that those are just the born cases that they're reporting. That doesn't include aborted cases. Quite a few parents actually have an abortion when they find out the baby has got this disorder. You know, they're like, well, what are you going to do? I guess we're going to have an abortion. You know, and that's what they do a lot. You know,
well, I don't know. I actually think a lot of people don't make that choice. I think that's a very difficult choice to make. I don't think that that's how it works. Honestly, I think a lot of people allow themselves to have a miscarriage, which is spontaneous abortion. But
yeah.
So Jerome, your static is getting to me again, man.
You can't be hearing static from me because I don't think so, at least.
I know.
Let me mute my mic.
So Hanford, do you see where Hanford is? Now let's look at that map. Let's see where that says.
Yeah, this is what I'm looking at right now.
Right there.
And Hanford.
Right there. See, that's about as big as I can blow it up, I think. Let's see, I'll keep trying.
Okay, so Hanford is actually central Washington.
Yeah.
That is around Tacoma.
It's not really central, but it's...
Boys Fort.
You know what is up here? You know what is up there, though? That is where the Navy, there's a lot of stuff up here. And that's where Trojan was, too.
Hmm.
And that was a lot of, that's where they did a lot of bad things, actually. So, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if I were to show this to anybody as like evidence, they're like, oh, you're just being hysterical. Well, I can't understand why people are not hysterical about our children dying of cancer. You know, I do not understand how we can just not be hysterical about the mass animal deaths. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
You know.
Thousands of species.
I mean, on a monthly basis. I mean, I was going to, last year, I really was on this thing. I was going to, like, make an Excel spreadsheet. But honestly, I couldn't do it the first month. 1 million birds died in 1 month. I was like, I can't do that. If you count how many, like, look at, okay, I'm going to screen share. Let me go back and screen share. And I'll remember to share with everybody. I'll pick it. Where is it? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And then let me go back and share with everybody. There you go. Now everybody can see it. There we go. Oh, how do I get over there? Oh, this way. There. So look at this. November 5th, mass die-off of fish. Now, the cool thing about this place is that she gives you the direct link. I always open it in a new tab, and then you can actually see what happens. And they do translate it for you, so they'll just automatically translate it. 400 dead turtles, thousands of fish. I mean, they don't ever tell us what it's from. 130 dead seals washed up on the lake of Lake Baikal in Russia. Wow. 70,000 fish have died in a lake due to, quote, pollution. Wow.
And that's in time's prophecy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is where she goes. I mean, I don't know how people can ignore this and not say it's not been caused by nuclear. Because our oceans are dying. I mean, well, not just.
Don't forget that.
It's not just the nuclear, it's everything. But
exactly.
It's the free market system. I mean, when you think about the pollution that it takes to create a world of trade, because we don't have non-toxic methods of transportation. Everything is toxic. That's what Brian Porter's whole gig is about, you know, like talking about, I'm going to go back and screen share with you and me. I'm going to stop the screen share. There you go. You know, that idea that
just October.
Huh?
Just in October.
What? Just in October?
The whole first page is just October.
The first page of her page, the you're still looking at the end times thing.
More fish, 2 million birds.
You guys have got to go there regularly to see that we're having an urgent thing. You know, this is what's ironic. Talk about a nuclear taboo. They're listing the number of animals that are dying, but do we see totals like that of how many children are dying around the world and by what? I mean, the World Health Organization promotes nuclear. Yep. They think it's a good thing. I mean, honestly, they oversee 1957, the World Health Organization and the IAEA signed a contract. And they said that they would, the World Health Organization, you have got to mute your phone, brother. I cannot take it. Wow. I'm going to cut you off.
I muted my mic.
Oh, good. Okay, good. That helped a lot. I can still hear you. Oh, no, I can't hear you now. You're right. Can't hear you. But listen, this point has to get out. We only have like 7 or 8 minutes. The World Health Organization signed a contract with the IAEA in 1957, and they have stuck to it ever since. And all they do, when I heard that the Zika funding was done by the World Health Organization, that's when I connected in my head immediately that this was the World Health Organization twisting like a pretzel, trying to find something they could blame the burgeoning birth defects on. And this is why they're doing that serious.
The Zika thing.
I think it's a complete cover-up. I think it's a complete cover-up. And I mean, if you look at it again, if you look what they said about where those microencephaly, well, look at those pages. There now it's all about Zika. This is what Zika has caused. It's so, this is how they create these norms, and this is about creating norms. This is the policy of making norms. This is where politics matter, because they create the politics of creating a norm of, it is outside the norm to be able to talk about nuclear. And the nuclear taboo is don't mention it causes massive, immense birth defects and harm to the human body in every way, and all the plants and all the animals and everything. And we're swimming in this shit, and these guys are just getting fat and rich and have made no plans to try to figure it out, and have squashed every opportunity to remediate. And now they're having to, because it's getting pretty bad. And thank God we do have a system on our planet that can remediate it. It turns out there are plants that can absorb it. It's called phytoremediation. Scott from St. Louis has a whole website. You know, it's called bioremediation. I don't know if it's still up, but it's called Scott's Contracting on Facebook. He's got a page. I think it's public. But you know, he explained all that. And they have mushrooms actually have their own brain. Mushrooms are like a big, gigantic computer, as it turns out. They can like go into the soil and figure out what needs to be done. And it might take a while for them to develop the solution, but it happens, and boom, when it happens all at once. They're really smart. I mean, it's really amazing. And this is the thing, when I've been thinking about like breaking the nuclear taboo. What do we want to see? What's the picture? The vision is that we turn the norm around so that accept their responsibility and say, okay, man, we've got a mess on our hands and we got to fix it. Like, okay, let's open our ideas up to how we can, I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of marketing that can be done. If they can remediate it, there's a lot of things they could do to it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
I found out with uranium mine trailers and all that mess. You're using an 1870 something mining act. They're not responsible for considered a mess. It's not considered something the EPA would worry about because it's handled under a 200-year-old mining act that was established, you know, right, for the development of these uranium mines.
Right.
There's huge amounts of uranium tailings all over the place.
That's
those
right.
are highly radioactive.
That's right, and they are causing lots of birth defects. I mean, have you seen that movie, Earth Crying Rise Up?
No.
Oh my God, it's a documentary. I'll put a link in. I met the filmmaker who made the film, the documentary, with the family. And she wanted to be on my show, but she's a mom. She's super busy, and it just never happened. You know what I mean? Like, she just has her priorities of, like, needing to, like, get her family, like, you know, people don't want to speak out more than they have, I think.
Well,
maybe
it's
that's
dangerous for
nuclear taboo. I don't know. I just don't get it, Jerome. I mean, like, when people do speak out, people go, wow, that's really awesome. And then they keep, they keep up the nuclear taboo. They, like, if someone gets cancer, they don't say, hey, maybe it's from the nuclear plant up the street. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
they'll say, what did they eat? What did they smoke? Etc. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. What was your bad lifestyle? You know, instead of, the reality is, it's kind of interesting because they've kind of built these two things. It's kind of like I was saying about the battery too and the nuclear taboo. All these holes, because it's all self-destructive. So I was thinking about how it's important for us to think about how to be, I don't know, proactive, like not focus on the negative stuff because that's buying into their routine. We have to, like, open ourselves up to the sun and let the sunlight in and let it radiate in on us. And, like, really let what comes into us heal us and help us understand of just moving and shifting their energy so that they will allow the solutions to come before they erase every animal on the planet. I mean, you know, the ELE event that we're having now is on a steeper decline than any other. Mammals are dropping off like flies faster than any other extinction level event in history, in known history.
Yeah, we're experiencing the greatest extinction level event of 65 million years ago. That's a fact.
Yes, but we're having it, but we're going off faster at a faster rate. The mammals, they're dropping off like flies faster.
Well, keep in mind that the extinction 65 million years ago was caused by, they think, an asteroid. I mean, that was within a year or two.
Well, I think we did create our own asteroid, don't you, with nuclear, Jerome? That was like an asteroid hitting the planet. And they just kept bombarding us for 10 years with it. You know what I mean? Like, they kept doing it. I mean, the Earth was bombarded after they dropped Hiroshima all over the place. We didn't need a nuclear war. They did it already. You know what I mean? So.
Yep.
That's what I say, like, World War III is on. It is, seriously, it's not like if it's coming. Look around you, folks. Try to make an effort to resist. See what's going to happen to you. See what kind of, like, deep, dark prison you'll end up in the United States. It'll be perfectly sanitary and clean. I mean, look what happened. What was his name? De Christopher. What was his first name?
I don't know.
You know, the young
Do not
man,
know.
like, they convicted him. He went in to save some land, basically, that they were selling illegally, and he didn't have the money when he closed the bid. But within 24 hours, he got all the money. They still convicted him. He paid for it, but they convicted him of, I think, fraud for not having the money at the close of this, when they had the sale.
Yeah, I
And
can see that happening.
he was considered, like, for 2 or 3 years he could, like, not associate with people, and now he's on a list forever. And it's like, I mean, it's not, we talk about other nations, but I don't know. I think we are on a thin edge of, we need to actively engage, which is why I'm going to come back here. I see it's after 9 o'clock. I guess we should end, Jerome, so we don't keep going. I do have to write a paper.
I hope you have a good night, Lonnie.
I hope so too.
I will see you tomorrow night.
Yeah. So you're going to join me tomorrow night. I'm inviting people as we go. I see we have 2 viewers. Hi, viewers.
Hello, viewers.
So, anyways, we'll end here. Put your courage feet on. Excuse me. I'm going to put in the link, the link for the Independent World Health Organization. And I can even get you the contract, I think, a link for that contract for the IAEA and the World Health Organization. I think I still have that.
Yeah.
It's like a little
idea.
PDF that you can have, a public PDF that they give you. And then,
excellent.
Oh, look, I'm going to put all the links that we talked about. That list of links that we have is just growing and growing. But I'm not going to put the link in for the encephaly babies, because you can look that up yourself. And like this,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I could put this link up, but these are easy things to look up yourself. Like, I found this is what I did when I first got engaged in this. I put up a similar thing with nuclear power plants, and I looked up cancer rates. And you can this could just as well have been the cancer rates. Do you know what I mean? If you overlay it, just this with the cancer rates, can you imagine, like, how sick our society is? Here, let me get that.
Poisoned. We are poisoned. That's all there is to it.
Well, our kids are poisoned, so I'm going to end here, because we want you to, like, think about what we're being told about what causes this. Let's see. Hold on. Come on, use. There we go. So you see that dark shaded spot, you guys? Can you guys see that?
You're such a goofball, Lonnie.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
There.
Absolutely.
Yeah, can you see that?
I can. Yeah.
Yeah. You can see the dark shaded spots in there. It's so outrageous. Like, how can they just tell us that nuclear is not related to these cases of microencephaly? That's it. That's just an outrageous thing. So this is why I'm coming back tomorrow night, you guys. So put your courage feet on.
Peace.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.